Top opinions presented in current sports.
Welcome back to the show. Topics, top opinions presented in current sports with your one and only Tone Taylor.
And Chris Harris, what's going on, y'all?
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We're back at it. We bring you that raw, real, and respectable sports talk. Raw, uncut, and direct responses to
Topics.
real, 100% authentic debates and rebuttals to
Topics.
and last but not least, respectable. You may like what we say, or you may not, but you will
Respect it.
Now let's get to it. Super Bowl 52 recap. Eagles beat the Patriots 41-33. Whew. How were the Eagles able to upset the Pats?
A lot of things went on, both good and bad. First of all, Nick Foles played absolutely out of his mind. He played more than like a backup would.
Mm-hmm.
He played like that's how you're supposed to play in the Super Bowl. You have the opportunity to seize the moment. Their receivers showed up. Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz. Their run game, all three running backs played well. Clement, Blunt, Ajay, they all played well. I mean, the Eagles just played well. And they made play after play after play. What stood out was, like we said, they had to score in the red zone, and they scored in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
They had big plays down the field, a long catch to Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown in the first quarter. A pass to Clement in the third quarter. That kind of opened the game up. So even when New England made their run, the Eagles still responded. Doug Peterson called a very aggressive game.
Absolutely.
His play calling was very aggressive. The play that stood out to me the most was fourth down right before halftime. The trick play to Nick Foles for a touchdown. I mean, just stuff like that, just playing not to lose, letting everything spin. So I think that's what helped I think that's what allowed the Eagles to win.
Okay.
So I'm not taking nothing away from them.
Definitely can't take anything away from the Eagles. The Eagles played great. What stood out to me, and I believe while the Eagles were able to upset the Patriots, is they didn't play scared. They didn't get complacent. If you look at past history, anytime a team is up against the Patriots, let's go back to last year's Super Bowl. Falcons, sorry to have to bring you up in this. They got complacent. They played scared. They played first half they were playing to win. Second half they were playing not to lose. Doug Peterson was like, nope. We're going to put the pedal to the metal each and every series. And that's what I think helped them. You know, fourth down, fourth and ones, they went for it. Trick plays, they went for it. They got the lead, so what? We cannot give Tom Brady a chance to just take this lead and take this game over. And that was a major, major key in the Eagles' success. You know, it was a high-scoring game. But, again, Doug Peterson coached a phenomenal game. He kept his foot on the gas. He kept it coming. And he didn't get scared when, because, Brady and the Patriots, they're going to score. They're going to put the ball.
Can't stop them.
They're going to put the ball in. And the only way to beat the Patriots, you have to beat the Patriots. You can't get a lead and then try to maintain the lead by just running and then just doing everything that didn't get you to that point. Stay focused and hit them right in the mouth. And that's another thing that I liked about that game. And everybody was saying it. They cannot play scared. They cannot play scared. Another thing that helped them out that we were talking about, third down conversions. They converted on third downs. They even converted on fourth downs. But third down conversions played a major, major part. Everybody knows that the Patriots, they're going to give up those 80 yards. But once you get in that goal line, they defend. They want you to kick field goals. They scored outside the 10. They made shots down the field to spread that defense open, and they just kept at it. And that's what I really, really like. And they ran the ball successfully. And another thing, even though it was a high-scoring game, one of the points that we were talking about last week is if they run the ball, they can control the clock and keep Brady off the field. Brady still put up 33 points, but that run game held them down a lot. 6.1 carries, yards per carry. That's amazing. Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount played phenomenal. I take my hats off to them. That's some major points of why I feel the Eagles were able to upset them. That defense, it wasn't going to stop Brady, but it did enough. That rotation, that D-line did enough, and it got the stop that mattered, the one stop.
They got the stop that mattered, and also you got to have a little bit of the football gods have to be on your side.
Absolutely.
The football gods have to be on your side, and last Sunday the football gods I feel were on the Patriots side. I mean, I think nobody anticipated on Malcolm Butler only playing special teams. Malcolm Butler. I mean, I'm not making no excuses.
We don't have to talk about it. That's crazy.
I mean, he only plays special teams, and then you see a depleted, not a depleted Patriots team, but a wounded Patriots team with Edelman being out. Tom Brady, I think that's one of Tom Brady's favorite targets. And then also for that defense, remember Donta Hightower was out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
So I think those also, the football guys being on the Eagles side and saying these guys aren't playing, I don't know. I think Malcolm Butler makes a difference. And the reason why I think he makes a difference is because now Stephon Gilmore doesn't have to take Alshon Jeffrey, which now opens up the game for Aguilar and Zach Ertz. So now Malcolm Butler takes either Alshon Jeffrey, Gilmore's on Aguilar, and then you probably take a guy like Patrick Chung who played, and you put him on Zach Ertz. Now you let Devin McCourty roam free and provide help where he needs to provide help, and I think that would have helped. Donta Hightower would have kind of, I think, helped out with the run defense a little bit, but you play against who you're supposed to play against.
Absolutely.
So I'm not making no excuses. I'm just saying from a football standpoint, I feel like it'd have been a different game if those guys would have played, but those guys didn't play. And to, like I said, the Eagles credit Nick Foles and those guys, they went and made the play. Because whether those guys were on the field or not, you still, as the football player, have to make the play. And you made the play time after time after time. And the Eagles earned that win. I don't want to say the Eagles didn't win because those guys didn't play.
Absolutely.
The Eagles won that game because they played the game that they were supposed to play, and they earned that win. Simple.
Okay, totally agree with you.
Do you think Doug Peterson outcoached Bill Belichick, though? And are you surprised that the Eagles won? Whatever question you want to answer first.
Whichever one.
Whichever one you want to answer first.
Am I surprised that the Eagles were able to pick apart the Patriots? I'm going to say an emphatic hell no. I'm not surprised.
Okay.
The reason I say this is because in the Super Bowl, the Patriots gave up, 41 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back about 18 weeks. Week 1, the Patriots gave up 41 points to the Chiefs. The defense has been the defense all year. They have not been, they're not dominant, of course, but they're giving up big yardage all year. When they get in that red zone, they try to lock in and get the field goal. But all year, they were 29th in yards per game out of 32 teams, giving up 366 yards per game. 17th in opponent passer rating, 89.5. 25th in takeaways, 18th. If you just look at this defense, it's been the same all year. And Doug Peterson knows this. And he put in a game plan where he's going to let his quarterback do what his quarterback can do. Foles is, like, everybody says, yeah, this is a backup quarterback. But like we were talking last week and the week before.
He's a proven backup.
He's a proven backup.
He's probably the best backup in the NFL.
And he proved that with a Super Bowl win, right? But he's not a scrub. He
never was a scrub.
Never was a scrub. And, everybody says, a few years ago he was contemplating retirement. But when you go to the Rams and you have Fisher as your head coach, anybody would just contemplate retirement after that. But he was given another shot. And, he's back in a city where he thrived before when Vic went down. He was a starter there before. And he can throw. He can quarterback a game. And, and he was able to pick that defense apart. And he knew exactly what points. And he basically put the game in Foles' hands like, let's win me this game. We're going to give you help. You got the receivers, the same receivers as Wentz had. You got the same O-line minus your left tackle. But you have the same O-line. You got the same running back. And we gave you an addition with Ajayi. Because they didn't have him because they got him from Miami. And I know he's super happy right now. He got that. He wasn't happy when he first got there. But he's super happy now. But he put the ball in his hand. And you know, I wasn't surprised that I knew it was going to be a good game. I knew they were going to score. I didn't know they was going to score 41. But I knew it was a chance. And so I wasn't shocked at the score. It was my pick. But, I mean, I'm not going to gloat on it. But because it could have went, a lot of different plays could have been changed up.
You were still nervous with 20 seconds left. So
listen, I was definitely nervous with 20 seconds left because I said this during the game. I said, listen, it's not over if Brady has the ball in his hands until it says 0-0-0 on the clock. So, yes, with 20 seconds, I still was holding my breath when he threw the Hail Mary.
Some people say it was a pass interference,
Listen, it's a few
You're not
calls.
calling that call. You're not calling that call with the game on the line in the Super Bowl. You're not calling. You're not getting that call.
You can't.
You're not getting a pass interference on him.
What about you? Were you shocked?
No. I wasn't shocked.
Okay.
When I watched the first play of the game, he threw the football. He didn't come out and run the football. You know, most teams when they play the Patriots, you usually go 3 and out because you want to see you nervous. You want to get the run game started. Those guys. He came out firing, and I thought that the Eagles were happy to be there after their celebration in the NFC Championship. And I said, you guys got one more. You guys got the Patriots. But watching their approach as soon as they got to Minnesota and how they handled that whole week, even though they had fun with the whole underdog thing and they were wearing bulldog masks and different masks, playing the underdog, there was never a doubt that they could win that game. They never felt like, they never said in those interviews, you know, we're playing against a very good team. No. They gave those guys credit after they beat them.
Absolutely.
But during that whole week, they never seemed to be like y'all people forget that we were 13-3. Y'all forget. Don't forget. We've had the best record in the football all year.
Facts.
So we deserve to be here, and we're gonna be just as good as these guys. So yeah, we're playing against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but we got some stuff on our side too. And then I think they had guys that been in that situation before. Nick Foles, like we said, his experience. LeGarrette Blount and Chris Long being on the Patriots team last year. Back-to-back champs now, and those guys are like, we've been in this situation. Not follow our lead, but trust me, we got a chance to be all right. And so it didn't surprise me. Now, I wouldn't say he outcoached him because there were points in the game where there was a point in time where Bill Belichick took the lead. Before the Carson Wentz touchdown, the Patriots were up one. So I don't think he outcoached them. I think he coached a very, very, very good football game, but Bill Belichick still coached a great football game as well. It was just a great game to watch. You know, when I watch football, I want to watch the big plays. You know, I want to see the exciting plays. I want to see the 80-yard passes and stuff like that.
Of course,
but home runs and stuff like that, because my primary sport was basketball. But I had an appreciation for the game where if the game was a rerun, I'd watch the game from start to finish again. So I don't think he outcoached Bill Belichick. But to his credit, he coached and he coached 60 minutes of football. He didn't coach 59. He didn't coach 53. He didn't coach 30. He coached 60 minutes of football. So, I mean, hats off to him. I mean, they made a little thing, he was able to beat him as a player when he was in Cleveland as well. But this is different. You know, this is different. So I don't think he outcoached him at all.
If I had to choose, I would say yes, he did outcoach him.
Really?
I wouldn't say it was just a lopsided. It wasn't lopsided at all. You know, it was a 41-33 game. But I just give the edge to Peterson. 1, because he did win. 2, he stayed strong and confident and took gambles, which he needs to do. So certain shots, 4th and 1, trick plays, that worked. And he also, he also took a page out of Bill Belichick's playbook. You know, putting that man in motion to determine if the defense is in man-to-man. That's how he got Ertz on that 10-yard slant for the touchdown. And everybody was saying if it was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown. Stop it. It was a touchdown.
Yes, come on. Everybody says, oh, he was down. It's the same as the James. It wasn't. It actually was not the same as the Steelers catch. But I do give the edge to Peterson because just certain aspects of the game, you know, that he took the chances, like I said. He took the shots. He stayed focused. He stayed strong. He stayed to his game plan. And another reason I feel that he did outcoach him is because Bill Belichick's greatness got in his own way. And you brought up the name before, Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler played 100% of the downs in the playoffs. He played 97.6% of the snaps throughout the season. He's a Pro Bowler.
Former Super Bowl MVP.
Former Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl 49, he won you that game. Arguably your best corner. Everybody can say, you can disagree, but he's arguably the best corner on that team. But yet in the press conference, he says we went with the team, the best team out there. His ego got in his way.
And everybody can agree to that.
His ego got in his way because if you go back to Super Bowl 49 when he did win them that game, he didn't play the whole first half of that game. And they were losing. Super Bowl 49. Super Bowl 40, they were losing. He didn't play. He needed something. He needed to shake it up. He was 5th on the depth chart. He was 5th. Inserted him in that game. Had the ability to, he knew what he was doing. Put him in the game and he won him the game. So you tell me, you're fighting in this game, back and forth. Mainly you were behind, but then you took a lead one time. But you see that you need a stop, at least one stop. But your ego is so big, you cannot put Malcolm Butler in the game because you said he. And you tell him during the national anthem, right before the national anthem. Come on, Bill. Come on, son. Come on, son. Like, are you serious? First and foremost, that is just horrible. That's horrible. And that's why I give the edge to Peterson. Like, he's great. We're not taking anything away from Bill Belichick. He's the greatest. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, coach in NFL history. But his ego cost him this game. Point blank and period. You not putting Malcolm Butler in that game, it doesn't matter. You could have lost. You still could have lost. But you say to us, I feel like you're talking to a bunch of idiots if you think we're supposed to believe you when you say, oh, we put the best team out there. Impossible. Impossible. I don't believe it. I'm not an idiot. You're not an idiot. And I don't think the people sitting in that office really believed him. Like, and yeah, so I do give the edge to Peterson.
Really quick, when I hear out coach, I think he had a game plan and stuck to it, the whole game plan. He had a game plan, him and his staff, and they stuck to it. Mm-hmm. Belichick had his staff. So it wasn't like, I think that game plan was working the whole game. It's not like the Eagles made any adjustments. So when I hear out coach, it's like, with me, it's like you had a game plan, you stuck to it, and every answer that they had, you stopped it. You know, like when I first think of out coaching somebody, even though he's a great coach, I feel like Jay Wright out-coached Roy Williams 2 years in the national championship because he took away everything that he wanted to do and still made the adjustments, and Roy Williams had no answer for it. And the crazy part is the play that won them the national championship wasn't a play at all. Mm-hmm. It was a secondary break that you practice every
I'm glad that
every day in practice. But you know who makes the secondary break so famous? Because all their sets come out of the secondary break? North Carolina.
All right. So wait. Before we go to break, I need to just ask you that because you said he stuck to the game plan. And
so when I hear out coach, I feel like he coached a better game. But it in my eyes, it looks like.
But let me ask you something. Okay. Real quick.
Really quick. Go ahead.
As a coach, And Bill Belichick is known for what? Making second half adjustments, right?
Yeah.
He can have a game plan. He's going in with a game plan, but he always makes second half adjustments. And his defensive scheme really was not working because he gave up 41 points.
Right.
So, and there was only one punt in the whole game. In the whole game. So you mean to tell me you have a game plan. It's really not working. You're down. Okay, you take a lead, but you're down. For the most part, you were down the whole game. You got to shake something up. And that's why I feel like he got in his own way, his ego. That game plan was not working defensively. Offensively, okay, yes, you scored 33 points in the Super Bowl, but defensively, that did not work. You needed adjustment, just like he did in Super Bowl 49. That's why I say, you say he stuck to his game plan, but I feel like the reason he got in his own way, he got out-coached because he didn't make that adjustment that he usually makes.
I will answer your question when we get back from break. Deal? I will answer your question as soon as we get back from break. Coming up, I will answer Tone's questions. What did the Eagles do with Nick Foles? Is the dynasty over for the Patriots? And some more Tom Brady controversy. You're tuned in the topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it.
It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, you're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. Before we get into this Nick Foles thing, you said you wanted to answer that question.
I feel like X is like he had like I said, he had the game plan, and I feel like there was nothing that game plan was just it was gonna work. So no matter what defensive adjustments you made, he coached the better game. To me, it almost looks like, all right, you score. Listen, you score 31. I scored 28 in a matchup, one-on-one matchup. However, in my 28, we win. Do you outplay me?
What do you mean you win?
I won the game. We're playing like in basketball. We're playing. We're playing. No. We're playing a team game, but we have the matchup. Let's take. I score less than you. I scored 3 points less than you in a game, but my team wins the game. And football is kind of different, but this is how I'm looking at it.
Oh, you said your team won.
But my team won.
Okay.
So we beat you by 3, but you scored 3 more points in the individual matchup. Did you outplay me?
Possibly. I possibly did.
What if I had 10 assists and you had 8 assists? So now those 3 points.
Now those 3 points. Now, I think it washes out. But you got the victory, so you get the edge.
I think, like I said, I think that you could have put. I think with Doug Peterson's game plan, you could have put me out there with an arm and just tell me, yo, throw it to here, or throw it out of bounds, and we still go with. I think that's how good the game plan was. I think Nick Foles, like I said, those other guys made more. I think those guys made the plays, and it wasn't like he had those plays, but still, I don't think he outcoached him because there was always a chance. Like, you took the lead. So
Once.
Yeah, but you took the lead at a very crucial point and still had a chance to win.
But that's offensively, though. Defensively, he did not make any adjustments that gave up 41 points.
No. Okay, so then, all right, so he did outcoach him then.
All right, he
outcoached him then, yes. All right. From a coaching standpoint, yeah, you got outcoached. Was it anything crazy?
No, it wasn't. That's why I said it wasn't tremendous.
That's why I don't, like, when I hear the word outcoach, like, that's why I think there's a difference between you coached the better game that Sunday than you outcoaching me. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he'd have won by, like, 10 or more points, outcoached him in.
Nah, he won by 8.
It won by 8, but it was close, though. It was close, though. But almost, it was close. But I don't think he outcoached him, but all right.
All right. So, what should the Eagles do with Nick Foles?
Keeping Nick Foles.
Keeping Nick Foles.
Keeping
Put your
Nick
GM hat on. So, you the GM, and you keeping Nick Foles.
You got to cut me a deal. That's going to be remembered for a long time for me to get rid of the Super Bowl MVP. Okay. Because Carson Wentz it's still Carson Wentz's job to lose, in my opinion, right? But, however, we just showed everybody that you need not one, but 2 good quarterbacks
So you putting him on the bench.
I'm not putting them on the bench. I'm gonna let them fight it out. But
You
what I'm
gonna
saying,
let-
first things first,
Wait,
right?
well, you gonna let him fight it out? Wentz is your guy. That's your future. You're telling your future quarterback. No, not your future. Your present and your future quarterback. Oh, you got hurt because the main rule, you're not supposed to lose your job to injury, right? I mean, even that's the quote unquote unspoken rule. You're not supposed to lose your job to injury. So you're telling your main guy, your future, you got hurt, and Foles went in there and won us the Super Bowl. We had the same team, but he went in there and won us the Super Bowl, and now you got to fight it out with him.
Nah, he's gonna be the starter. You're gonna make them fight it out, but he's still gonna be a starter. It's his, like I said first, it's his job to lose. It's his job to lose. But I'm keeping Nick Foles because you have a question mark. That knee is a question mark.
Uh-huh.
That knee is a huge question mark, and as we see with guys with knee injuries, this is the year for knee injuries.
Mm-hmm.
What if he goes down again?
Absolutely.
I'd rather him if he does go down, which is 50-50 at this point because there's no telling again. I'd rather have Nick Foles,
Of course.
of
course.
and he's still under contract. So you gotta cut me a crazy deal. Either that or Nick Foles has to want to go.
And if he wants to go, what do you do?
Listen, this is a business, baby. I got it. For you to leave me, I gotta get something.
gotta
I'm
get-
acting like Diddy in this point.
Okay.
I'm being Diddy right now.
Uh-huh.
112, you want to go? Give me 2 more albums. Give me 2 more albums, then I'll let you go. But I need my 2 more albums first. So you got to treat it like a business at this point. I mean, it's bad. If you're the Eagles, the front office, you got to have to be the bad guy in this situation. But you're not giving up the Super Bowl MVP for nothing. For nothing.
No, you're not good. It's not for nothing. You're going to trade
I
him.
think I need something more than just a first-round pick and some guys. I'm going to need a couple first-rounders.
A couple first rounders?
He's the Super Bowl MVP, baby. You got to strike when the iron's hot. Go ahead. What you think?
So then that's what I'm asking. So, strike when the iron's hot. He's coming off a Super Bowl MVP. You know you could get a grip for him. You're not going to push that button?
I
You're
got to
not
see
gonna
what it is.
dangle
I'm
him
a
out there?
dangle. You got to. You have to. You have to. But
So you taking calls?
yeah, you got to take calls. Definitely. You
Okay.
got to do the business side of it. It's a
Okay.
business still. My job is to make sure that we're back in a position to repeat, not be loyal to guys, because this still is a business.
Okay.
And loyalty will get you killed in this business
Absolutely.
and fired.
Absolutely. That's
There's
absolutely
two
true.
things in sports that'll get you fired. Loyalty will get you fired, and potential will get you fired.
Absolutely. And debating against me. But we ain't going to talk about that.
I keep beating you in trivia, so I'm going to win one way.
That's in your eyes. First and
Right.
foremost, my answer. So, is no way in hell I'm trading Nick Foles. No way.
So he's your starter.
Hell no, he's not my starter. Wentz is my guy. Wentz is my guy. You won the Super Bowl. I give you that. But I cannot. You under contract, baby. You under contract. You getting $7 million next year. We keeping you. There's no way. Because nothing is guaranteed in life but dying. That's the only thing guaranteed.
And that $7 million I'm about to give you.
That $7 million, that's what you're gonna be the backer. We appreciate you. But you're going to be under contract because anything can happen. Wentz could go down again, God forbid, but anything can happen. But I know I have my guy to back him up. I can't. As a GM, I can't do it.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Now, he's under contract for how many more years? This is his last year under the contract, right?
So 2019.
So, do you take calls or do you just back out or just rock with him for 1 year? Carson Wentz plays the whole year, and then you lose him in free agency for nothing.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to ride with him this year. If we lose him, listen, at the end of the day, backup quarterbacks is backup quarterbacks. I have to find one. But for right now, I have to think of my present. I can't think of the future. The future's not promised. As of today, I'm not trading you. I cannot trade you. I cannot. I cannot. There's no way.
Hypothetically.
Go ahead.
Like, I feel like there's going to be a ridiculous deal done for this. So, what if you get, like, hypothetically, you get a good, like, another person, like, you get 3 first rounders. They give you 3 first rounders for the next 3 years. You get a first rounder every year. You're not giving Nick Foles up for 3 first rounders? Say Denver.
Denver gives me 3 first rounders.
I don't even know if they have them. But I'm just saying hypothetically. I'm just saying hypothetically. Like, if there's the, like, you wouldn't even trade him for the deal that you win regardless.
But what year? Because I doubt they're going to give me 3 first rounders in the 2019 draft or the 18 draft.
You get one every year in the next 3 years.
One?
On top of yours.
On top of mine.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll think about it.
So you all gonna at least take calls.
I'm not taking calls.
But you're not making calls.
I'm not making calls or taking calls. Somebody's gonna have to email me that, and I'm gonna have to see that. Oh, 3 first rounders. Oh, wait, hold on now. Let me think about it.
Now I'll call you later.
But I'm not
How your
taking
people
calls.
call my
Nah,
people.
Exactly. But that's ridiculous. But it got to be something astronomical like that for that to happen. But I get it. So, is the Patriots dynasty over?
I think yes, because when you have a dynasty, I think your window is not as big as people think.
Okay.
Like people try, like people three-peat, and then it's very hard to win 4 in a row, right? Or it's very hard to win. Like they were going for 3 in the last 4, so now they went 2 in the last 4. So even if they win next year, 3 in the last 5, is that really a dynasty? So I think
They went every year except for 1. What you mean? That's a dynasty.
So dynasty counts even if you lose.
I mean, if you win 3 out of the last 5, yeah, that's a dynasty.
So
they went 2 out of they went before this year. They went 2 out of the last 3, right? They went this year and lost, right?
2 out of the last 4.
So if they win next year,
3 out of the last 5.
that's a dynasty.
You think so?
Yeah.
Then in that case, if under your terms, then the dynasty is not over.
Okay.
Then the dynasty is not over.
So what do you mean in your terms?
I feel like the dynasty is only a 3-4 year window. And I think this year was the last year to be like, okay, if they'd have won this year, then it would have been a dynasty. But you go on 50%.
We have a caller? Sorry to cut you off. Okay, we have a caller.
Caller, you on the air. What's up? Caller, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Who's
Okay.
calling?
State your name,
I'm
sir.
sorry you broke up. Okay.
State your name.
Randy from New York.
Randy from New York. Hop in the building. Okay. What's going on?
Who's this?
This is Tone.
How you call our show and ask who is this?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you because I got you guys turned down.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
What's going on? What
Yes,
you want
I
to
can.
talk about?
I'm Randy.
Okay, what you want to talk
Yes,
about?
sir.
Turn your computer off, please.
First thing I want to say is congratulations, Tone, on picking the Eagles.
Oh, God.
Thank
I
you.
said, Tone, very good job at picking the Eagles.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, I wasn't asking who was this. Somebody said something to me. I was another conversation.
Oh, he's getting the feedback late. Okay.
We're on delay. That's about it. I wanted to say good job, Tone, on picking the Eagles.
Appreciate it.
But I think you do have to. I think you do have to turn it off. Okay. You know what? Okay. And I think that you do have to entertain trading Knowles. Foles. Because the truth of the matter is, you've already made your future in the other quarterback and Wentz. So you can trade him now and build towards your future. Because the truth of the matter is, even if your backup quarterback is not, your defenses will help you win the title. You still got a strong running game, and any backup quarterback, not anyone, but remember his history wasn't all that stellar wherever he went. So trade him now while he has the best value. Maybe you can get another starter and a couple of second or third round players. You don't have to get you're not going to get 2 first rounders and stuff like that for a quarterback who's got a flawed history who just had one great game. Because remember the 4 games before that, he was so-so. It just so happened that he had a nice stretch, and they as a team hit a nice stretch. So I think you really have to look at entertaining. I would be making calls, like a team like the Jets, who's got the number 7 pick. Some of the other guys like Cleveland who are lost and looking for quarterbacks just to see what they're going to give you.
No, I totally understand that's a good point, and we did point that out. And he did have a good game. Actually, he said he had 4 bad games, but he played very good against the Vikings. So I wouldn't say 4 bad games or 4 okay games. But no, I totally understand. I can't say you're wrong. Me personally, I don't know if I could just take anything, but if I can get maybe a first rounder and maybe a second round, I'll probably entertain it. But I don't know if I can give that, because next year he's going to be gone, okay. But as of right now, I have to worry about the present. So I agree with what you're saying. Like, you're definitely not wrong at that. Entertaining is not wrong. It had to be a great deal for me to do it. But I do agree with you.
I just wanted to say you brothers are also doing a fine job. The show is getting better and better every week.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. So,
back to the dynasty.
let me touch on it real quick.
Go ahead.
Did you finish your point?
I was just saying that it was like a 3. Like when you win 50% of the time. Like the Heat, perfect example. LeBron won 2 out of the 4 in Miami. I don't think that Heat team was a dynasty. I think they had a 4-year stretch where they went to the finals 4 years in a row. They wasn't a dynasty. Like that Lakers team, that was a dynasty. The Bulls, that was a dynasty. I think you need at least 3
in a row.
3 in a row. I think that's when you get to the third one, then I think you got like a dynasty in a row. You know, that's just me personally.
But now, I mean, if you could look at it as that team was a dynasty, but the franchise is kind of a well, all right, I get what you're saying. Me personally, no, I don't think the dynasty is over because
I don't think so.
I don't think it's over because I'm just going to give you a rundown. Top 10 teams next year. They have the Pats as number 1. Steelers is number 2. Eagles, Green Bay, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Rams, Chiefs, and Cowboys. I want everybody to just realize what I just said. I'm going to repeat those names one more time. The first 2 teams are the Patriots and the Steelers. 3 through 10 are the Eagles, Green Bay, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Rams, Chiefs, and Cowboys. They're all NFC teams. There's nobody in the AFC that's really going to contend with the Patriots. So, no, the dynasty is not over. Steelers, for some reason, have bad luck when it comes around. Something happens. I want them to win. But I don't think the dynasty is over because there's nobody contend. Who are you going to bring in?
Jacksonville, maybe.
Jacksonville, Bortles got to go, bro. He had a good run. He had a good run. But first and foremost, he can't get it done, baby.
I hear you.
They need some type of offense. You're not going to stop that defense. That defense is not just going to stop Brady. Brady put up 40 points on him. Like, are you serious? No. You got to get some type of offense. Yeah, it's just the Chargers, Texans, but
Chiefs on AFC?
Yeah.
But they not, no.
Who's their quarterback?
Me right now.
Exactly. Let's go to break real quick. You're listening to the topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in.
It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. It is now time for Chris's Coaching Corner, my favorite part of the show. It is now time for Chris's Coaching Corner. We good? 2 take hold. So, Chris's Coaching Corner this week. I think the obvious is Doug Peterson, so we're not going to go there.
That's the obvious.
So we're not going to go there.
So you're going to take it
I
for a
have
loop.
Chris Mullin.
Tell everybody who Chris Mullin is.
Everybody know who Chris Mullin is. The
And if
Hall
they
of
don't,
Famer.
tell them.
Chris Mullin, the Hall of Famer, is now the head coach of his alma mater, the St. John's Red Storm, New York's team.
Just one clap or a couple.
Started the year off very well, 10-2, very promising. Hit a skid during conference play. They have not won a conference
That's
game.
a
in the
skid?
Big East. It's a huge skid. Very. It was a crash. Actually, it wasn't even a skid. It was a crash. Saturday defeat the number 4 Duke Blue Devils 81-77. Now, a lot of people say Chris Mullin have been on a hot seat. It should be removed as the head coach from St. John's. I know that they really won't fire him. You don't look good firing your most famous alum. Just never good for your institution. Being that sports in college is the front porch for your university. So when people who are regular students are looking to come to your school, unless they want to be doctors or engineers or lawyers, and your school ranks specifically in those categories, most general students are looking to go to a school either because it's close to home or they want to be somewhere where it's a big sports environment. They want that college feel. Absolutely. So that would hurt them. So shout out to Chris Mullin for winning that game.
Absolutely.
I think that saved him for another year, and I think that win can steamroll him for going forward. Because you have a month left of college basketball. You have 4 weeks, and if you win a couple games and you get into the Big East tournament, you shock some people, you might be able to get in.
You'll be able to squeak in there.
You might be able to squeak in there. And then today was signing day. So I got to give a shout-out to a lot of college football guys who took a job late and finished with a top 25 recruiting class, which is very difficult to do.
Absolutely.
You have Willie Taggart, who left Oregon to go to Florida State, finished up at number 11.
Wow.
Dan Mullen, out at Florida, finished 13.
Wow.
Jimbo Fisher probably has the most pressure out of all the new guys. 17. Nick Frost, Nebraska, 23. Now, for you to get those guys so late in the year where those kids were getting recruited by those schools from a different coach, and you to come in and recruit those guys and to win those guys still, great. And then Kirby Smart has the head coach from Georgia, has the number 1 recruiting class coming in.
They want to take Alabama out.
They want to take Alabama, but how about this? They had a couple of flips in college football. Where college football recruitment, you call it a flip, is kids were decommitting from Alabama
to go to Georgia. Wow.
So
we might be talking about, is that dynasty over soon?
I don't think so soon.
I mean, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it later, but it got to happen first. They got to lose first. But shout out to those guys. I mean, I feel like in college sports, recruiting is the hardest part. Me being a high school coach and having my guys recruiting, you understand the pressure that the coaches are under, because you might have one scholarship and you're like, you might have 4 guys from one scholarship. Who do you take? So to get those guys and then being able to recruit the guys that you want at a new school is tough. So shout out to those guys, man. That's phenomenal, and that's Chris's Coach's Corner for the week.
Great Chris's Coach's Corner. So now let's flip the script, all right? Let's get into some NBA talk, some basketball talk. So the Oklahoma City Thunder snapped a 4-game losing streak by beating the Golden State Warriors. This is a tough game for me. 125-105.
Why is this a tough game? You're not a Warriors fan.
Why every time we talk about the Golden State Warriors, and I say my Golden State Warriors, or I say us, you tell me the same thing. I'm not a Golden State Warriors fan. Yes, I am. I say this week in and week out. I'm a Golden State Warriors fan.
So you like more than one NBA team? Okay.
What's my team?
The Lakers.
Okay. Who do I like? Who else do I like? I don't tell you that I like Golden State because I'm a KD fan and I like
I'm just
Curry.
asking a question. What is with the hostility
No,
today?
because you tell me this week in and week out the same thing, and I tell you to your face. First and foremost,
I don't be
the
remembering.
Lakers is my. You don't remember. So you not okay. You don't remember.
Now I'm gonna remember because you.
Now
yelled
you
at me.
remember.
Stop yelling at me though.
Now you feeling some type of way because I'm yelling at you.
Heard you.
First and foremost,
I
can I
heard
get
you
back
now,
to this?
sis. All right, so you ain't got to
Can
worry
I get
about
back
it.
to this now?
I hear you.
Can I get
sis.
back
Go
to
ahead.
this?
Go ahead.
Okay, so they can. Oh, listen to this. Are you completely sold on the OKC Thunder? Yes or no?
I'm sold.
You sold.
I'm sold.
Let me listen to this. You sold, and why?
I'm sold because they might not have the dynamic 4 guys, but their 3 is pretty good, and he got them guarded. Billy Donovan has these guys defended, and you could snooze on the mic all you want. He's getting a lot out of his guys. Guys are stepping up. Jeremy Grant is having a good year. Justin Houston is having a good year. Steven Adams is playing physical down low. Patrick Patterson is coming in giving you good veteran minutes. When I say are you sold on them? Yes. Do I think they're going to the finals? No. Golden State is still the top team in the West. But last night they showed that they got the guys to compete with the Golden State Warriors.
So
they winning. They beat them twice this year.
So you're not sold.
I
What are
am
you sold on? Them losing in the first round?
They're not losing in the first round. I think they're gonna finish a top 4 team. They're gonna finish a top 4 team in the Western
way.
Conference.
No
They're
way.
gonna finish a top 4 team in the Western Conference.
No way.
And I think them 3 guys is good enough to get you. Them guys is good enough to give Houston right now. Even though Houston's playing phenomenal, best team in the NBA, it's a lot of basketball left. So it's kind of hard to throw them off. And I think Carmelo Anthony is one of the better. Can you name a better third option?
No.
Than
I
Carmelo
can't.
Anthony?
I can't. No, I can't.
Why can't you?
Because matter of fact, yes, I can.
Who's a better third option than Carmelo Anthony?
Klay Thompson.
No, he's
right
not.
now.
No, he's not.
Right now.
No, he's not.
And Melo's my guy.
No, he's not.
All right.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
How much he averaging?
Who, Melo?
Yeah.
It don't matter how
I'm
much
just
he's
asking.
averaging.
I'm just asking
I don't
questions.
know. I don't know how much he's averaging. But
Okay.
as a third option, guys, when you're the third option, guys always take a seat. Like Chris
I'm not
Bosh.
saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't.
Like Chris Bosh with that Miami team was
that's an all-time great third option. I'm giving it to you.
So Carmelo Anthony's not an all-time great.
That's
third
what I
option?
just said. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Melo, he's an
so
all-time
those
great.
3 guys are enough for you to compete in the West, and you guys to give guys a run for them, and they beat this Warrior team twice.
So you sold, but they're gonna lose in the second round, right? That's what you said.
The question is, are you sold? Or
I'm
are they
at-
serious?
but
that wasn't. Are they going to the
you said-
finals?
all right.
That's not the question. You asked if they were
Okay.
sold. Yes, they're a serious contender in the Western Conference.
They
Right
serious
now,
contender.
Right now, I think they're the third best team in the Western Conference.
Can they beat Golden State? Can they beat Houston in the playoffs?
I think they can beat Houston before they'll beat Golden State. I
Oh.
think they got a chance of beating Houston before they could beat Golden State. I honestly think that. I honestly.
Is it
think
my
that.
go?
It's your go.
Is my go?
Yes, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead. You ain't like them from the beginning.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't say that. It's not that I didn't like them, because I like players on their team.
So you wasn't sold on them. You still not sold.
No, hell no, I'm not sold on them.
Why not?
I'm gonna tell you why not. I'm glad that you asked me, even though that was the question. But I'm glad you reiterated that. Okay, the reason I'm not sold on them because they're inconsistent, and I don't think their coach is the right person for the job. But I'm not even gonna get on the coach right now. Their inconsistency scares me. Right? So they just snapped a 4-game losing streak. Right? Right before that, so in the beginning of the season they were down, get a little spurt, but everybody was like, "This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work." Then they went on an 8-game winning streak, and everybody thought everything was over, right? Everybody was like,
Nah,
no, a
it's
lot
up
of
and
people
down.
was like, yo, they have arrived. They're good. You didn't even want to talk about them on the show no more because you was like, oh, there's no reason to talk about them.
If you win 8 games in a row, we did talk about them though.
8 games in a row.
We did
Everybody
talk
was
about
hyped.
them, though.
Everybody was like, listen, this is it. Listen, I'm going to give you a rundown of those 8 games, people. They beat the Hornets. They beat the Kings. They beat my Lake Show. They beat the Nets. They beat the Pistons. They beat the 76ers. They beat the Wizards, and they smacked the Cavs. I bet you don't even remember the teams I just said because they don't matter.
4 of those teams
They
you named were
suck.
playoff teams.
Where? In the East, right?
It don't matter.
They suck.
You're supposed to play who you play, though.
Who's the 4? Who's the 4 playoff teams?
The Wizards,
Uh-huh.
the Cavs,
Mhm.
the Sixers.
And who else? The Cavs, the Wizards, the Sixers, and the Pistons, right?
The Pistons, that's 4 teams. and your Warriors. And
No, we're
your
talking about this
Warriors.
8-game win streak.
And your Warriors.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious. These teams are not formidable. First of all, the Cavs suck. They put up 148 points.
Agreed.
All these teams,
Still a playoff team.
these playoff teams are only playoff teams in the East. Maybe the Wizards can make it in the West, maybe. But all right, let's give it to you. Okay, boom.
I have a question.
Inconsistency. Go ahead.
Why does it not matter that they beat? Why does it not matter that because they didn't beat those 4 teams, but it doesn't matter because they beat the Warriors because they beat those other teams because those are the teams.
I'm
you
talking about
play
the
against.
inconsistency in
Well,
this
every
8 game.
team-
No, because everybody got hype over these 8 games, and these 8 games really didn't show anything to
But
me.
the Warriors haven't been playing well.
I'm not saying that, but
The Warriors haven't been playing well.
The Warriors are battle tested, and they went to 4 straight finals. Well, 3 straight finals,
Straight finals, yeah.
going on 4, right?
Yeah.
So we talking about a team that just got put together that are we sold on them after losing 4 games? Before that, winning 8 games. But me telling you that they didn't really beat anybody in those 8 games. But let me not take anything away because you feel like, oh, they're playoff teams. Okay, they're playoff teams. So they went on a 4-game losing streak. Who they lose to? The Lakers.
When you say sold, who are they sold on? What do we mean by sold? Like they're the number 1 team in the Western Conference? What do you mean by sold?
But see, now
serious?
you're going back on what you said. If you answered the question, what were you going off?
I'm going off. When I say you're sold on a team, you take them serious. You're making them a run. Yeah, meaning you got a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals.
You have a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals.
You got a serious team to contend because
we can take. Okay, so with your analogy, okay, they can definitely make a serious run to the Western Conference Finals. Okay, I give it to you, but I'm not sold on them. Okay. In my opinion, because they're inconsistent. The only thing I'm scared about, and I'll be dead honest, they play down to the competition. They like the Wizards in some ways, but they play down to their competition. They lose to teams like in that 4-game stretch of losing. Lakers, Pelicans, Nuggets, and the Wizards. The Wizards didn't have John Wall. The Pelicans didn't have DeMarcus Cousins. The Lakers don't have Ball. And the Nuggets.
3 teams are playoff teams, by the way. But okay.
In that stretch I just said?
Yes.
The Pelicans, the Wizards, and the Nuggets. Okay.
Playoffs.
I'm glad that you always throw that out there. That's cool.
I'm just saying, if you're a playoff team, you're competitive, and that goes to my next question, right?
Man.
So, all right, so being that the playoff structure the way it is, right, and those teams are in those positions, should the NBA change the playoff structure now? Should you think it should just be the top 16 teams?
You know what? I really thought about this. I really did. I wouldn't oppose of it if they did implement. I'm like, okay, cool.
But you changed the format to the All-Star game, so go ahead.
But the reason I wouldn't want them to do it is because if you take the top 16 teams, right, and let's just say the bottom 3 or the bottom 4 are Eastern Conference teams, right, and you're a Western Conference team, that means that first round you're traveling coast to coast. So you can fall in a bracket of the second round, you're traveling again coast to coast. Now, you may have another Western Conference team that's playing another Western Conference team that they don't have to travel coast to coast the first 2 rounds. So now it gets tiring going back and forth from coast to coast. That can hurt a higher ranked team because they're playing lower ranked teams, but they're all in the East. So I feel that can hurt them in the long run. And they may tire them down. You know what I mean? You get jet lag. Like, jet lag is serious. You may not feel it, but going coast to coast, like that's why they just save it for the final round.
And I'm glad that you made that point. I'm so glad you made that point.
But like I said, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I wouldn't want them to do it because of that. And that because in back of my mind, I'm like, yo, that would be great because the top 16 teams, like, we'll get the best play. But if you look at it, if the playoffs stopped. Right, if the playoffs started today, the top 16 teams will be the top 8 from each conference, except for the only team that will be out will be the 76ers. And the only team that will move in is the Clippers. So you'll get the same teams into the playoffs, but the matchups would be different in the aspect of now you have because you know the Eastern Conference teams are going to be towards the bottom, except for maybe the Torontos and the Boston. Those would be in the top 4, but other than that, they'll be the bottom 12 to 16 will be all Eastern Conference teams, and I just don't like that with that jet lag and getting tired. That going back coast to coast, I wouldn't like that.
Michael,
go ahead.
I think that it would be great if you made the point of that. I think it would be cool if you would have to do some changes now. I think you shorten the NBA season from 82 to 64 games, 66 games maybe, right? I think you shorten the season that way. Let's go from 82 to 64. So you're cutting 18 games, Cutting 18 games. So that way, now guys, those 18 games with those guys are getting back for their legs, right? And you shorten the first round back to 5 games.
Back to 5 games.
Back to 5 games. Being 3, 2, 1, 2. If it's a 1 through 16.
But you know why they can't do that?
Why not?
They cannot do it.
Why not?
It's all about the money.
But
in shortening the first round to 5 games, you're going to be losing millions of dollars. definitely can't do that. We'll be losing too much money. I get what you're saying to help them out, but they'll be losing too much money.
But I think that plays
That's
into,
why they went
I think that
7
plays.
games.
I think that ties into why you do. Like, I get it, but I think you'll make that money. I think they'll make that money back. I think they make that money back.
How they extended the All-Star. They extended All-Star week. Now it's a week. You have a week off. So I mean, I get it. I get it, but I don't like it. I don't think it will work out.
Well, we'll see. But I think that plays into, like a playoff, like right now, Houston. I think OKC would be a top 4 team if the playoff structure was 1 through 16. I think they would be a top 4 team instead.
Who would be a top 4 team?
OKC. I think so.
You really sold on them. I get it. You're really sold on them. You're really, really sold.
After watching Paul George tear up them dudes last night, yeah.
He went off. I'm not taking anything away from him. He went off. They inconsistent, though. They might go on another 5-game losing streak.
And they might go on another 8-game winning streak.
Unless they play some Eastern Conference teams. Listen, let's get to our weekly draft. Everybody that's just tuning in for the first time, leading up to the All-Star weekend, we've been doing era drafts. We started in the 80s. The best All-Stars from the 80s. Then the next week we went to the 90s. Last week we did the 2000s to 2010. And now we're going to do 2010 to the present. So we'll pick from a group of players. You want to shout those players out?
Nah, you do it because I always do it every week.
Okay. So basically.
People like to hear you talking.
Oh, really? Appreciate it. So, point guards. We have Chris Paul, Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, and Kyrie Irving. Shooting guards. We have the one and only Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, James Harden, Joe Johnson. Small forwards. We have LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, and Paul George. Now, we put together our power forwards and centers together in the group, starting with Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Chris Bosh, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Mark Gasol, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, Kevin Love, and Dwight Howard.
I can't wait because it's your pick first this week.
It's my pick.
So I get 2 picks after.
You're excited.
I'm excited.
You're excited.
You're going to be bad as hell.
Am I really?
I'm going to let you mark this.
I know you're going to. I know. You know what? And I know where you're going with this.
And you're going to be mad as hell.
I'm be tight.
You're going to be
I'm
mad
be tight.
You're going to be mad
I have to go. Kobe Bryant.
Okay. And just give me LeBron and Kevin Durant.
Oh my God! You don't even want KD.
Yo, Kevin Durant is the best scorer I ever seen in my life.
Oh, you know what? You're LeBron, son. You're LeBron. That's exactly who you are.
That's
you're
fine.
LeBron.
I'm petty
That's
and
exactly who
light-skinned,
you
so
are.
I'm not LeBron. Heard you,
Yo,
sis.
you're
Give me
LeBron.
LeBron and Kevin Durant.
That is
Stop crying.
Crazy.
Stop crying. Keep that
is
same energy.
Crazy.
All right. Who you got?
I got it. Oh man, I'm going. That is crazy. Messed up my whole. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to bed. James Harden, and I'm gonna go Carmelo.
Ooh. Thank you. I'll take Chris Paul, please.
My pen's not working.
Sorry. Chris Paul, please.
You taking who?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. Okay.
And Dwight Howard.
And Dwight. I'm going to go Tim Duncan. Got to go big fundamental. And who don't I have? I'm going to go Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, I was going to take Dwayne Wade.
Go ahead.
Okay, right before break, I'm going to take Ray Allen and Chris Bosh.
And Chris Bosh. Where's Chris? There you go. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to finish the draft. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it.
It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. Topics on IBNX Radio. So, we're doing the 2010 to the present All-Star Draft, our draft, Topics edition. I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis of who we picked so far. With my first pick, of course, I picked Kobe Bean Bryant. And then this hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm
This
a
hater.
smart
Okay.
GM.
Okay. For the first time, you might get a good team. Chris picked LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Then I went, well, I don't remember who I picked after, but I got D. Wade, James Harden, and Carmelo Anthony, and Tim Duncan.
I have Chris Paul, KD, Ray Allen, LeBron,
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, and Chris Bosh. So what is your pick, sir?
So
What is your pick?
I have the next pick. So I'm gonna have to go with the babyface assassin, which is Stephen Curry, and I'm gonna go Anthony Davis.
Good pick. Kyrie.
Better had taken him.
And I'm going to take Russell Westbrook.
So you got Kyrie Irving and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So give me Yeah, you got some good picks. You got some good picks. So I'm gonna go Kevin Garnett.
I didn't take KG. I thought you took KG. You took
No.
KG right before the break, didn't you?
No. You went right before the break.
Oh, my bad. I took KG. I'm embarrassed.
I'm gonna go KG and Paul Pierce. No, I'm sorry, Paul George.
Paul George. I was definitely going to take Paul George. I will take Dirk and DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, Dirk. You might have a better team, possibly.
I always have a better team.
No, you definitely don't.
I always have a better team.
I'm gonna go Powell. And give me Blake Griffin.
I will take Paul Pierce
There you go.
and Marc Gasol.
And Marc Gasol. I'm gonna go Kevin Love. And Joe Johnson. You have Derrick Rose
And Al Horford.
and Al Horford. You know what's bad though? Because we're looking at Derrick Rose at now Derrick Rose. That's why we left him so far. And that's not
honestly,
good.
I had a lot of point guards. No. Because that Derrick Rose I'm thinking about is the youngest MVP Derrick Rose.
Okay. So
I wasn't forgetting it.
So why'd you leave him out?
Because I already had
Yeah, I know.
Kyrie, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook.
So basically out of those, all of those, he's
I mean,
the
he's
bottom.
not the worst. So he's not the worst.
Out of those 5, he's the worst. It's not a bad thing, but just out of those 5.
Ability wise, like
I'm
in
just
their
saying,
prime, or like
in their prime, you got to look at it like Chris Paul, Steph
no,
Curry,
D-Rose is
Russell
a bad boy
Westbrook,
in his prime.
Derrick Rose,
D-Rose
Kyrie.
D-Rose the only one on that list. I mean, him. He got. I'm not the youngest. I'm not the only one, but he's the youngest MVP.
Okay,
So I think D Rose is. Nah, you're right. He's the worst. He's not better than Kyrie in his prime. Sorry.
at all.
Not
no.
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
At all. But
Okay.
I'm not taking anything away from D Rose. I don't want to do that. Like,
Okay. But no. Yeah, D Rose is the worst out of them guys. Yes.
okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis of the teams. So I have Stephen Curry, Dwayne Wade, James Harden, Joe Johnson, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Pau Gasol, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, and Anthony Davis. And you have Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving, Ray Allen, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwight Howard,
Boogie
Mark Gasol, Al Horford,
and Boogie.
and Boogie DeMarcus Cousins.
This week, I'm out coaching you this week.
You have a lot of
Coaching
shooters. I'm not going to take that away.
I'm out coaching you this
You
week.
definitely stepped your game up this week.
Thank you, sir.
I
Hopefully
give
you
that
step
to
your
you.
game up in trivia.
Oh, shots fired. I appreciate that.
No problem. Just trying to as a competitive spirit. Rockets beat the Cavs 120-88. What in the world is going on, Tone? Like, this is getting bad now. Like, hold on. All right. This is getting bad to the point where, you know what? Like, I can't even defend one of my favorite players anymore. I can't even defend you anymore.
Wait.
I can't defend you anymore.
Wait, what time is it? What time is 8:36 Wednesday? What is this? February 7th. What did you just say?
I can't defend LeBron James anymore at this point.
I gotta hear it. Talk to me.
I can't defend it.
Talk to the people. Talk to me.
I can't defend it, and I'm never one of those guys that's blaming. I never want to blame one person. You never want to blame one person. But at this point, when you're the face of the franchise, you're arguably the best player in the world. You're not supposed to be losing by 30 to teams. You're not supposed to be giving up 150 points in games. You're not supposed to be up 18 to the worst team in the NBA and lose by 18. I can't defend you. What I think is going on with these Cavaliers is those guys are checked out. Those guys are checked out. That camaraderie that you saw, I don't know where it went, but it's not there anymore. Those guys hanging out on the planes and doing all the videos and the social media and all that stuff, it's not there anymore. You don't see it.
No camaraderie.
There's no camaraderie no more. Those guys have split apart. Kevin Love is on one side. Isaiah Thomas is on the other. J.R. Smith is probably on one side. Those guys are all doing their own thing. Tristan Thompson is about to be a dad. He's like, he's worried about television time. He's about to become a reality star.
He's gonna probably change his last name to Kardashian.
It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad right now. And then the best player is stuck in the middle because he doesn't know, for the first time in his life, I think, he doesn't know how to fix it. So I think that, I don't want to say that he's not playing hard, but I don't have an answer. I don't know what's going on. And LeBron, you got to figure it out. You have to, as the best player on the team, the franchise guy, whatever's going on, you have to figure this out, and you have to still find a way for your team to be competitive. Now, if you want to leave in June or whatever, July, whenever you want to leave, that's up to you. But from right now, from February to June, or whenever y'all start playing to get eliminated, whenever y'all get eliminated, or the season is over, however, if you ever do win another championship, you got to figure it out right now. You have to figure it out right now. I'm holding you 100% accountable as the team captain, as that guy. Go in there, you, T. Lou, you guys, your team, you have to figure it out.
So is this a sinking ship?
Right now, yeah. Yeah.
My turn?
And that water is cold. That water down there is cold. So, yeah.
Oh. So, this is definitely a sinking ship in shark-infested water. And the only reason this ship will make it to shore is because it's in the Atlantic Ocean and it's not the Pacific. This team is on the East Coast, so they're going to make it to the playoffs. But they're not going to make it to ground. They're going to just touch the sand, and that's it. That's the furthest they're going to make it. They're not making no crazy run, and not with this team now. This team, on a serious note, this team is very, very dysfunctional. It's horrible to watch them.
It's bad to watch them. We watch them on Saturday.
And that's crazy when we talk about a LeBron James team. LeBron James' team is usually excited. Even losing is competitive. But this team looks demoralized. This team is bad. And they gave up 148 points to the Thunder. Then come back and lose to the Spurs D-League team. The only person that was really playing that game was LaMarcus. Then
Rockets
the Rockets blow them out 120 to 88. Then last night, they were up 21 points to the Orlando Magic. Now, if anybody doesn't know the Orlando Magic, they're the worst team in the basketball. Period. No, East, West, it doesn't matter. They're the worst team in basketball. They were up 21 and lost by 18. I'm going to let that register for all the viewers. They were up 21 to the worst team in the NBA and lost by 18. They basically lost by 40. If you
40
really,
points is a 39 points.
30, that's 40 points. Anytime we go to the park, how much you had? 38. Now you had 40. Exactly. You had
my
40.
Bad player, you had 40.
They lost by 40. And what made it worse is we already knew this team was bad on defense. All year, they were bad on defense. From the 4 months of the season, they would rank 28th, 29th out of 30 teams in defense efficiency. What's making it, and they still went on a run of winning about 9 games, something like that, being the worst defensive team. Now, it's leaking into the offense. They failed to hit 25 points as a team collectively after the first quarter. The second, third, or fourth quarter, they did not even hit 25 points. The most they had between those 3 quarters was 24 points. The fourth quarter, they scored 9 points. 9 points. A LeBron James basketball team scored 9 points. LeBron had 25, 10, and 5. Everybody says that, look at that and say, you know what? LeBron did his part. I give you that. Okay, now let me throw this back at you. LeBron James had 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. LeBron James at halftime had 10 rebounds and 5 assists. He didn't grab another rebound or dish out another assist in the whole second half.
Checked out.
This team is horrible. This team is demoralized. First and foremost, this team sucks. Let's put it out there. And everybody's saying, you know, Dan Gilbert and LeBron's not getting along. That's obvious.
He cursed, bro. He's cursed. Because his all-star team is bad now. Like, his all-star team is hurt.
All-star team.
Everybody that he picked is hurt. Like, everybody that's been hurt, Porzingis, John Wall,
get well soon.
DeMarcus Cousins,
everybody.
They were on his team, and they got hurt. So I think he just cursed. I think it's over. He cursed. He just cursed. Like, that's the only excuse I could give you, LeBron. I'm your fan. You cursed, bro. The Knicks are cursed. The Cavaliers are cursed. The Knicks will be cursed until Patrick Ewing coaches the Knicks.
Is it the Cavs or is it LeBron that's cursed now?
I think LeBron is cursed.
LeBron is cursed.
LeBron is cursed, and he's on the Cavs, so the Cavs is just cursed. But when he leaves, I don't know the formula that's gonna break the LeBron curse. I'm just saying, LeBron, your curse is not your fault. Somebody put a hex on you, bro. It's not your fault. I sympathize for you, but I'm not hanging out with you because then I might get hurt too, and I don't even play basketball.
It's horrible.
You got a lot of guys that are not giving you anything right now. You got a lot of guys like you got Jay Crowder in the trade with Isaiah Thomas. I think this hurts Isaiah Thomas' stock. This kills Isaiah Thomas' stock coming into free agency, because
he's trying to do too much.
I think he's trying to do too much, and I don't think his personality fits. Like, Kyrie has an alpha dog personality, but not verbally. He's not really outspoken. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say the wrong thing. Isaiah Thomas is like, well, I come back and now we losing, and now it's my fault.
He's talking like it's his team.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still bad in defense.
You're not helping me.
Oh, okay. But don't blame, like, if I'm Isaiah, don't blame me. We was bad before I got here.
Listen. And we've had conversations about you coming to coach with me, right? We've had these conversations, right? Mm-hmm. As a coach, one thing you're gonna hear a lot of coaches say, because I think you have a chance. You don't want to coach. I don't know why, but I think you'd be a great coach. If you're not helping me, you're hurting me. Mm-hmm. And that goes for everybody. That's a universal coach. If you're not helping me, you're hurting me. Just like when a kid says, my fault, coach. No. It's not your fault. It's my fault. Because I have you still in the game. So it's my fault for having you in the game.
Absolutely.
So you're hurting me. So right now, you're not helping. Jay Crowder's giving you nothing. So right now, you can't shake that lineup because that lineup is old. But right now, Jay Crowder doesn't need to start. Isaiah Thomas doesn't need to start. Is there a trade that you can make, do you think?
Is there a trade?
I think you got to go get DeAndre Jordan or Marcus Gasol. You got to go get a big. You got to go get somebody who's going to be an anchor defensively.
You gotta
Preferably
protect
Marcus Gasol because that gives you another scorer. But you got to go get somebody who's going to change
But I feel
the
like
game.
you're still old. And I don't. Basically, I look at this like, and when we look at trade talks with the Cavs, basically we're talking for a trade that can get them out of the East because we don't really think there's a trade out there that can have them get over the top to win the championship. I don't see it. At all.
But then this is my personality when it comes to the finals. When it's 0-0, we've seen weirder things happen. So you got to put a string together. You got to win 4 games. Those 4 games. Are they the favorite? No. But can they still, with LeBron James being there for his 9th year in the finals? He's one of the more experienced guys ever to be in the finals. You still got a chance. Your percentage,
it's a long shot,
but
long shot.
But like I said in the beginning of the show, the sports gods have to be on your side, and there's no guarantee that the sports gods won't be on your side if you find a way to get back. But the conversation is before we can have that conversation, you got to do something to get back.
I hear you. I don't.
Because I still think April LeBron James can get it done. April and May LeBron James still can get it done, man.
But the difference is, and like you pointed out before, he's in unfamiliar waters right now. This team is not hovering around. If you look at his past teams, they take pictures together, they chill together,
handshakes,
family.
There's no handshakes.
There's none of that.
There's no handshakes.
There's
That's devastating.
no handshake. Only person he's giving handshakes to is Dwayne Wade. He was giving the K Love, but he's out.
He can't, bro. He
can't even get it done.
Yeah.
So
Kyrie and them dudes. Yeah, I think Kyrie left and Kyrie took a big piece of that, man. But I don't think LeBron James is. I still think LeBron James in his 15 years is still a good enough player that if you give him a different, like you give him some pieces, even though he's in unfamiliar territory, he's still good enough to figure it out and get and turn the ship. I still think you have to give him that.
Who
much
can
credit.
who can you, and like you asked, who can you put there that you said, okay, you said Marc Gasol
or DeAndre Jordan?
I was thinking Dwight Howard.
Please go get Kemba.
But he's not giving Kemba up for.
I think he'll give Kemba up for a pick for that Nets pick, Isaiah Thomas and somebody else.
He's not giving Kemba up for no Isaiah Thomas. And all right, so let me ask you something. If you're Dan Gilbert, do you give that Nets pick up?
I don't even know because I don't know the gist. I don't know because I don't know the gist of me and LeBron's relationship. If me and LeBron had a good rapport, like I'm at the point where now, like I gotta keep this guy because he not only does he.
Who you gotta keep?
LeBron, because I'm rich because of LeBron James. I still have that because of LeBron. I'm rich because of LeBron James.
Okay, so now, from going off of what we know in the media, they don't have a good relationship. So
I can't give up that.
No.
I can't give up
You
that pick
can't give
because
it up.
I feel like I'm gonna lose him anyway.
You give it up and he leaves, you're stuck. You're rock bottom.
So you can't give it up. So you're stuck. It's over for you then.
It's over. There's nothing you can
unless
do.
you just unload. Like I feel like you gotta figure it out, or you gotta take like a cap hit maybe or something. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think you gotta get like I don't think Isaiah Thomas is a good fit.
He's not.
Jay Crowder's not giving you nothing. I think you keep J.R. Smith though. I think you keep J.R. Smith, but
hopefully you get out that funk.
He's still a shooter. He still can make shots.
Hopefully.
Feet set, he can still make shots.
I hope so. So let me ask you this. Since we don't feel right now, as this team right now, I believe you agree with me that they're not coming out the East right now. Who do you have as your favorite coming out the East?
Boston Celtics.
You have the Boston Celtics?
Boston Celtics. You got. I feel like in order to win, you need a point guard. In order to win, you need a point guard. In order to win, you need a point guard. You need another superstar. LeBron James was good enough to get there because he was that guy, and Kyrie Irving helped him put it over the hump. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh was able to be dynamic enough, but LeBron James kind of was like that point forward. So the Kyrie Irving being in the finals the last 3 years, he got the pieces around, and then I think Boston's not done. They're either gonna get another guy like Tyreek Evans to come for that second unit,
That will help them.
or they haven't officially signed Greg Monroe. But even if you sign Greg Monroe as a solid big in your second unit, you're only getting better. There's no move that you're gonna make right now that's gonna make them worse. So right now, Boston's my favorite team. Come on.
I'm gonna throw you for a little loop. I have Toronto Raptors.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And everybody who look at the Raptors and say, "Oh my God, we know their story," but it's really only their story when they face LeBron. When they
Agreed.
face a LeBron team,
Agreed.
it's like everything goes out the window, everything they did. But this team is really showing me a lot this year. They're a year older, of course. They're together. DeMar DeRozan is looking like
DeMar DeRozan, the top 3 shooting guards in the league.
phenomenal.
Love DeMar DeRozan.
Phenomenal. They're 37-16 right now. Last 10 games, they're 7-3. They just beat the Celtics on Tuesday. They just beat the Celtics. This team has enough with Valanciunas, with DeRozan, with Lowry. I know, but he plays.
I don't hate Kyle Lowry, and I like what you're going with this, and I hate to cut you off, but I don't think Kyle Lowry. I think in order for Toronto to be successful, Kyle Lowry has to relinquish some of that stuff to DeMar DeRozan.
And he has. He has this year.
But you have to in the playoffs.
Well, listen. So as of right, I'm going off right now, and they're the only team ranked in top 5 in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency. The only team. So they're scoring, and they locking up.
But you know why? And you know why I got the Celtics over the Raptors? And I like that Raptors pick. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. The Raptors can easily go to the NBA Finals for the Eastern Conference, just like the Celtics. But now it becomes an X's and O game, and I'm taking Brad Stevens over Dwayne Casey.
Okay, I'll give you
So
that.
that's why I like the Celtics as well, because the head of the snake is in my opinion, a basketball genius.
Okay.
And Dwayne Casey is a very good coach. I don't think he's better than Brad Stevens.
I have no
So
disagreement with
Kyrie,
that.
even if you cancel out Kyrie and Kyle Lowry, cancel those guys out, DeMar and whoever you might give the advantage to Kyrie, but DeMar gets the advantage. Horford gets one advantage, but Ibaka gets another advantage. You know, I think Brad Stevens is the advantage over Dwayne Casey.
Okay, I'll give you that. So let's get to it. Trivia time.
Am I going first or you going first?
What time is it? It's trivia time with Tone.
It's showtime.
Okay, so we're going to stick to the same format we did last week. We're going to describe certain players, and the other person has to guess who that player is. So you can go first. You want to go first?
I would
sir?
like. You already said I was going to go first. I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
I am a former number 1 pick.
Okay.
I am an 11-time NBA All-Star. I won the MVP award, won the Rookie of the Year award, 2-time All-Star Games MVP, 4-time NBA scoring champion, 3-time steal leader, and my number 3 is retired.
One more time.
I am a former number 1 pick.
Uh-huh.
I am an 11-time NBA All-Star.
Okay.
I won the MVP award. I won the Rookie of the Year award. I am a 2-time All-Star Game MVP, 4-time scoring champion, 3-time steal leader, and my number 3 is retired.
Allen Iverson. 2009 lottery pick. 4-time NBA All-Star. 2008 NBA All-American. 2008 All-American. Pac-10 Tournament MVP. And I'm a one-and-done player.
It was a 2008 McDonald's All-American.
Mm-hmm.
2009
Lottery pick.
DeMar DeRozan?
There you go.
Only reason why, because me and DeMar DeRozan in the same high school class. He destroyed us. 8th grade nationals, he destroyed us, and Tyreek Evans destroyed us.
Oof.
Destroyed us.
Okay.
Finished top 8, though, so that was cool. I was the 2nd pick in the 1981 draft. You're going to be upset by this, but I'm going to give you enough.
1981 draft. Okay.
I am a 2-time NBA champion,
2-time.
and I won an NCAA championship.
One NCAA.
12-time NBA All-Star. I was named to the 50th greatest player anniversary team, and my number 11 was retired.
Isaiah Thomas. Thank you. Okay. 2007 second round draft pick by the Lakers. 3-time NBA All-Star. Defensive Player of the Year. NBA First Team, 2015. NBA Second Team, 2009. Defensive Second Team, 2013. Who am I?
Second draft. And what year? 2007.
2007.
Marcus Gasol.
There you go. Okay. 2009 lottery pick. NBA Rookie of the Year. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Excited,
I was
baby. I
excited.
get it, man. I get it. You my guy. I
Go ahead,
appreciate
go
it.
ahead,
I'm not
go
sure to
ahead.
let you go use it a group.
Go ahead.
Let me throw up your group. I was a top 5 pick in 2003.
Top 5 pick, 2003.
You want the number? I was 4th. 11-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA champion, 1 gold medal.
In the 2005 draft.
No.
2003. And what number was he?
4th.
And what was the rest?
11-time NBA All-Star, 2-time champion, 1 gold medal.
2-time champion. In the 2003 draft? 2003 draft. A 2-time?
Who was in that draft?
Exact. But no.
Who was in that draft? Think about it.
I know. I'm thinking about it, but you're throwing me off because you said a 2003 draft and he went number 4.
Yeah.
2-time champion?
No.
Thank you.
2004 draft, excuse me.
Okay.
Threw me off. My bad.
2004 draft. 2-time champion. And he went number 4.
Yeah.
2004. 2-time champion. Threw my head off at this one.
It was 2004 draft. LeBron and Chris Paul's in the same high school class. No, it was 2003. Because Chris Paul did 2 years in college, so he was the 2005 draft.
Yeah.
LeBron didn't do any. 2003 draft.
But the 2003, it was LeBron, Darko, who was 4th? Because Wade wasn't 4th.
Time is ticking, baby. Time is ticking.
Oh my God. Number 4.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
Don't mess me up, boy. All right, 2009 lottery pick, number 4, NBA Rookie of the Year, All Rookie First Team. And he was a McDonald's MVP 2008. That your year?
That's my year.
That your year.
MVP. Trying to think.
That your year.
MVP.
MVP.
Trying to think who was. Give me the numbers again, please.
2009 lottery pick, number 4. NBA Rookie of the Year. All Rookie First Team.
Tyreek Evans.
There you go.
Tyreek Evans.
There you go.
I was a number 2 pick in 1992. 7-time NBA All-Star, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, and my number 33 is retired.
92.
7-time NBA All-Star. Was the number 2 pick in 92. 7-time NBA All-Star, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, and my number 33 is retired.
92. That's 33 is retired. That's crazy. 92 is Shaq. Shaq came out in 92. Shaq no.
Shaq.
No. Because Shaq went 1. But Christian Laettner was in that. No.
Shaq was 91. Shaq was not 92.
No, he wasn't. Shaq was not 91. Shaq was not 91. Grant Hill came out in. But Grant Hill ain't win no chip. Number 2.
Number 2. That's why Shaq was. I think Shaq was 91. And I'm a McDonald's All-Star Game MVP as well.
Say it again, one more time.
All right, number 2 pick. 7-time NBA All-Star.
7-time NBA All-Star.
2-time Defensive Player of the Year. NBA champion,
Defensive Player of the
number
Year.
33 retired.
Number 33. Oh my God. 92, number 2.
Yeah.
33 retired. Only person I can think of is Grant Hill, but Grant Hill ain't win no chip.
You're forgetting somebody.
33.
I played center.
Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo Mourning.
All right. We got to wrap it up soon, right? Okay, let's get to it. Well, listen. What's the score right now? 3-3. We're going to pick it up next week.
Nah, it should be 4-4.
It's 4-3?
Yeah, because I ain't get the answer mine. Because you want to take forever with Alonzo Mourning.
Nah, but it... All right. You want to do it real quick?
We got time?
All right, so we got to wrap it up. Listen.
Tone ain't win, man. We're going to put an asterisk under this one, man.
Listen, I got the most points right now. So
Oh, my God.
We'll follow it up next week, but you're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. Thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
Peace. Good night.
IBNX Radio.